And good afternoon. We welcome you in. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. That's right. Gurring it up, baby. Gurring it up. That's what we do around here. Gur, baby, gur. Currently watching the very end of the men's team gymnastics finals. Gold medal alert, everybody. Gold medal alert. As we are watching the final, it is literally the final routine going on. The Americans, crazy enough. So if you don't know how the team competitions work, during qualifying, they all perform on whatever apparatus you're on, and then the top whatever get to go in each event. And the excuse me. And the whoever the top performer is in each event goes, and if you're the top performer in enough events, then you go as an all around, right? So you compete in all the events. Sometimes you compete in one event, and that's the case for one American. He only qualified in the pommel horse. Stephen something Morowski, whatever, Netherton. He only qualified in the pommel horse, and he literally has had to sit and wait for 3 hours to be able to go. He just did his routine and apparently killed it because they are all just going crazy. What that means is that that more than likely the Americans will get a medal in men's gymnastics. They think it might be bronze. The Chinese just had a fall on the high bar, which was everybody's last rotation. 6 rotations in men's gymnastics. Floor, high bar, rings, pommel horse, vault, and I'm missing one. Pommel horse, vault, floor, rings, high bar, and then there's one other. But anyway, so the dude who literally just is competing in the pommel horse just got done and apparently killed it, because all his teammates are mobbing him, and looks like the Americans are probably going to win a medal, which is something that hasn't happened in a bit in men's gymnastics. So kudos to the Americans. They got it done. It looks like it's still waiting for the results to happen, but from everything that I can see, I've got the sound down obviously, but everything that I can see, it looks like it was a terrific routine. Everyone seems to be happy with it. He was fired up. Stephen Netherton, he was fired up. His teammates were fired up, and apparently they just killed it. The funny thing is, Stephen Netherton kind of looks like my guy Tyler Moody a little bit. Like he's got some Moody in him, which is hysterical. He's kind of nerdy looking. But anyway, so looks like the Americans will get a medal in the men's team gymnastics, which again is something that hasn't happened in a bit. Probably not going to get gold, but looking like it could potentially get silver or bronze. And cool stuff, man. Really cool stuff. Look, this is one of my favorite things about the Olympics, is that it's for like 2 weeks out of the year, we cheer for a bunch of folks that I've never heard of in sports that I didn't know existed. We hear stories about folks from countries I didn't know existed. And it's cool, man. It really is. The Olympics are awesome. I really enjoy that aspect of things. And so right now, at least, it appears that that the Americans will medal on the men's gymnastics side. Rogers, from what I understand, did I hear? I got a text earlier this morning that said if you want high comedy, you should listen to Tim Fletcher narrating fencing. I understand that was pretty good this morning, from what I gather.
I guess.
Okay, I got a text.
I mean, I'm busy kind of producing.
Yeah.
So I'm not listening to every word all the time, especially when he starts meandering.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I have to. I'm the one that has to keep the ship on course while they go off the highway.
Okay. Who knew there were highways where ships were involved? I
And you
mean,
got to remember, they're watching fencing behind my back,
that's true.
so I'm not seeing it.
That's true. So Steven Netarosic got a 14.866, which is pretty good. Basically, anything approaching 15 or above is fantastic. And so the Americans look like they're in line for some kind of a medal. So good for them, man. That's awesome. Again, it's I couldn't tell you anything about men's gymnastics for what three and three quarters years going on, and then you get to year 4 and boom, here we go. It's gymnastics time. We're talking about track and field starts here before too long. Simone Biles dealing with an injury and still overcame it to help the Americans in qualifying. So just a lot happening, man. But super excited for the Americans. Hopefully that means good things coming with a gold medal for the Americans in men's gymnastics. Then they turn around and they've got the I believe they do all the individual apparati coming up here before too long. So it's the team finals and then all the individual events. And I would imagine that you have a few Americans who've got a chance to win medals in some of those events, including Steven Netarosic in the pommel horse. And I look at especially the rings. You look at the rings, I'm like, I don't understand the rings. Like, how does that work? How do they, hold themselves up? I mean, Vince Vaughn could do it with a cigarette in his mouth, I guess. But, it's insane to consider what they can do with, the strength they've got. I mean, it's just remarkable. It really is. It is quite impressive. So the Olympics are well underway. A lot of controversy with the opening ceremonies. Again, just a lot of people looking to be mad about things these days, right? It's there's a lot of people who just want to be upset. They want something to be mad about. They're looking for a reason to be pissed off, and so they'll find it, right? The opening ceremonies had some sort of a reference to the Last Supper, which, by the way, the Last Supper isn't even an official religious thing. Like the painting, the Last Supper painting, isn't officially a religious artifact, whatever. Like, it's not a thing. And yet, people are upset because the French did a thing where they seemingly mocked the Last Supper. And just, I mean, it's wild, man. It really is wild that people just look for reasons to be offended by things these days. Look, I'm a big proponent in trying to live your life and have a good time and relax and enjoy yourself. And life's too short to just be mad about stuff all the damn time. But people sure do look for it. That's for sure. All right, it's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. We've sent out all of our emails / text messages to get ready for football season. We're always trying to we try to get every Division I football coach in the state of Louisiana. I've sent out emails or text messages to everyone. The only one I haven't gotten to yet is ULM, and have not talked to Grambling. Now I haven't sent them emails yet. Looks like China has won gold. I think they haven't put up the official, or at least Japan has won something. I'm not sure. Japan was the Americans definitely have gotten a medal of some kind because they're all celebrating. Again, it's something, the American men's gymnastics team has not won a medal in a bit. So they're all fired up and celebrating as they are winning medals of some description, but they haven't popped up yet the graphic on who's winning what. They were talking earlier about how the American team would probably win bronze, but China slipped a little bit towards the end, so who knows? We're still waiting to see. There we go. Japan won gold, China won silver, United States won bronze. So Japan, China, United States. And by the way, there wasn't a whole lot separating. China was just there you go. Yeah, so USA men's gymnastics team wins bronze, something they haven't done in quite a bit. So kudos to the USA men's gymnastics team. Had a off-road cycler win a silver, and it's wild, man. It's that's what I love about the Olympics. Like, it's a bunch of sports I didn't know were sports, and like we're gonna get breakdancing is coming up here before too long, and I don't know when that's supposed to go. We got surfing going on 10,000 miles away from France in Tahiti. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, if you have Peacock, go and watch the show called Olympic Highlights with Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson. It is not safe for work, very much not safe for work, but it is really good, like hilariously good. Again, not safe for work. Don't watch it with your kids. A lot of language, a lot of kind of adult humor and some jokes in there. But I watched the first episode, which was kind of an Olympic preview. The first episode post Olympics is happening today. I don't know exactly when. I'm assuming it's coming out tonight at some point, but it's going to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But it is hilarious. If you didn't watch episode 1, go do it. Again, it's adult humor, language, all of that stuff. Don't go watch it with your kids if your kids aren't of age. If you're worried about your kids, if they're too young for that kind of language, don't watch it. But it's hilarious, really well done, so much fun. So if you get a chance to go watch it, I would highly recommend that you do so. All right. So we're off and running again. Sent emails out to everyone, text messages out to everyone about coming on the show, doing our normal Louisiana D1 previews. We've got a lot of coaches that have ULM's got a new coach, Tulane's got a new coach. A lot of new coaches floating around out there, so we're going to have to kind of acquaint ourselves with some of the new guys. Hoping to get Brian Kelly on, right? We haven't had him up here yet, so we're trying to get Brian Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Noto.
We're doing our best, Rocky the Squirrel. We're doing our best. We're trying, man. It's all we can do. And now with me doing the show from home and having all the capabilities here at the house to record everything, I can actually, I have more opportunities to get folks. I'm also working, working on perhaps doing some video interviews, right? You see on most of the big time shows when they do interviews, a lot of times it's like via Zoom or that kind of thing. I'm working on that. I don't know if I'm fingers crossed that we can make that happen, but I'm trying to set that up where we can do some video interviews in addition to doing just audio. I'd like to be able to do some Zooms and stuff like that when we can. So we're working on that. We're trying to upgrade the process. Get things little sharper. I think the YouTube channel looks pretty good. Obviously we're also on Facebook and Twitter /X. So we're working on it, man. We're trying to do our best. Speaking of, if you'd like to get in touch with the show, there are a couple of ways you can do that. You can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. That is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945.
Hello.
Hey, Coach O. You can also find us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. That number is 318-657-0HAM, 657-0426, also known as the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. Our show, of course, Coach O showing up on the text line. Coach O sent a voice note to the text line.
We're coming.
Coach O.
We're coming. And we ain't backing down.
Coach O. Coming in with the voice note over on the text line. I mean, let's go, Coach O. I love it. Who knew he had that technological ability over there to Coach O? Yes, so if you want to find us on the text line, 657-0426. Our show brought to you by Bobby L. Green Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and the Pearl Shreveport. We'll tell you all about both of those fine establishments as the show progresses. You can watch us streaming on any of 3 locations. We are available via video on Facebook. That is, you just search for The Patrick Netherton Show. We're available on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. And we're available on Twitter/X. That is, we're streaming there on my personal account simply because I've got more followers, and you had to now be verified premium in order to stream, and so I went ahead and just did that for my personal account. That would be @PT Netherton, @PT Netherton, if you want to find us over on the Twitters. The other Twitter accounts that you should know Rogers, @HeyBoyRogers, @HeyBoyRogers. And if you want to follow the show page as well, it's @Netherton Show. So there are your Twitter feeds. We're also available via the app if you want to tune in that way. Just search for 1130 The Tiger on Google Play or your iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us in crystal clear HD audio. Speaking of, that wasn't a good I didn't have a good transition loaded up. Let's just introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Rogers Hampton. He doesn't need a transition.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
No, there was all kind of stuff going on.
Boy.
Oh, man.
We're in stereo today.
Wow, Rogers. I feel like I need my other earbud in because I only wear one at a time.
Boy.
Damn, brother. All kind of stuff going on back there. You all right? You hanging in?
It's a crazy, wacky Monday here
All
at
right.
the old radio station.
All right.
We're going to spin them, and spin them right back out right at you, ladies and gentlemen.
It's old Hey Boy Rogers in there in the prize closet. All right.
It's already so hot outside, I have lost my mind, so wait till the end of the week. You never know what you're going to get.
That Rogers Hampton, he's a wacky man.
Boy.
What's up, dude? Oh,
Monday.
I do not miss the Wacky Morning Zoo radio stuff, brother.
I know,
I do
except
not
on
miss
Saturday
that.
Night Live when they would do a skit.
How you been? How's your weekend? What's up
it-
with you, my friend?
It was good, man. I just tried to kind of stay inside a little bit, ran a few errands because I just wanted to chill out because I knew once Monday hit, when I
heat's
saw
coming.
that hot weather forecast, oh no, today's even bad.
Yeah.
And this is even going to be the worst day. So I appreciate the rain and the cooler temperatures from last week because now we're going to pay for it.
The heat is on, Rogers. On the streets. That no doubt about that, brother. The heat is definitely
What's
on.
happening with you, my brother?
You know, we're hanging in, man. We're making it.
Yeah.
Just
No,
trying,
this
like
morning
you, just
with
trying
Fletcher-
just trying to stay cool.
Oh, absolutely. But this morning with Fletcher, there's so much sports going on right now. We had something different on all 4 TVs in here.
Oh yeah.
So
Nice.
3 of them are behind me, so I wasn't catching all the references that him and Adam were giving because I'm looking at the one over their shoulder. And so it was just a lot going on. So you know him, and I think he did the free flow thing for the fencing in the 9 o'clock hour.
Right.
And that's when he has time to leeway because we've done said goodbye to Lafayette.
Done said
We don't have
goodbye.
to- Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
they
have
gon'
to every
get.
12 minutes, man. Take a damn break,
They
man.
gonna get.
They're going to get it 8:30 at 8:59:34. We say go on get
You
it.
gon' get.
So yeah, I love it. There was live sports all around us, and it just gives a different vibe. And I even kind of turned the worm a couple weeks ago when the Texans reported for camp because they
Right.
play in the Hall of Fame game this Thursday night at 7 our time. So I've kind of already been in that, and now the Olympics are filling in the gaps between. This is the best time of year, and the next 6 months are the best time of year because then you approach the holidays. So I'm getting kind of geared up, to be honest with you, my friend.
Yeah, I hear you. I did see one of your Texans has got a 6-game suspension.
Yeah, and he even came out and said that, hey, look, I've been in this league a long time.
Yeah.
I've never purposely taken anything. It was one of those allergy medicine things that had an ingredient in it. But it's 6 games before you know it. Next thing you know, you're getting a starting defensive end back after week 7. That might not be a bad thing.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't do this.
I don't. This is one thing I don't understand either, Rogers. Like, it's the my doctor gave me something. Said a statement. His violation was because his doctor submitted a prescription for a different medication that contained a banned substance. They then got all kind of paperwork from the doctors, and all of that. Like, why do you need a 6-game suspension for this? Like,
If
this
the
is a
doctor's
guy
admitting he made a mistake,
right? Like, this is a guy who's never been in trouble. He's never had a problem.
Yeah, this guy. Hey, give me this. Hey, I need this.
Right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
he's this is clearly not a pattern of behavior for this guy.
For
Like,
his
give
entire
him
career.
give him 2 games, or 1 game, or how about this? Just say, you know what? Next violation, you're out for
You
half
get
a
6
season.
Games. Yes.
Yeah, next
absolutely.
violation, you're out for half a season. We understand
Hadn't
mistakes
happened before.
happen.
If it doesn't happen again, here's a little monetary fine, 2-game suspension, just to slap you on the wrist because we have to show that we.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing, Rogers. How bad does that doctor feel? Right? Like, the doctor gave him a, unwittingly gave him, and I'm assuming that this is all honest, right? That it's above board.
Hey,
and that the
gets these
explanation that he's
continuous
giving
sinus
is
infections, whatever it is.
Right.
But he had a new doctor say, you know what? Hey, I'm just going to give him this because we're out of that.
yeah, and it's
that's
and
how easy
look,
it is.
and here's the thing: when you give a patient medicine, especially for any kind of a congestive issue
Yes.
or any
Yes.
kind of an issue like that, you are, it usually is going to include some kind of a steroid. Because steroids, and look, every time I go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and it's I got a sinus infection, I've got some kind of a congestion or whatever. First thing he does is send me a steroid.
Yeah,
right?
something with a steroid.
They usually call it, I think
Absolutely.
Z-Packs, right? Like, they're
That's
giving you.
that seems to be the common.
Yeah,
thing.
they give you a steroid, and the reason they give you a steroid is because it opens up all of the airways, it opens up all the blood vessels, it allows for your congestion to it opens you up basically. And like half the time when I go to my ear, like especially if I've got something I've got to do, let's say I've got an event happening, reasonably soon. I go in there and he'll shoot me up with a steroid. He'll give me a shot that's
straight to the vein.
yeah,
brother.
like a Celestone, which is just straight steroid. He just puts it right in your butt. Sorry, Rogers. He puts the syringe, the needle, into the fatty tissue of your derriere, because I definitely don't need anyone clipping what I just said. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rogers. I just realized what I said, and I'm like, oh, if somebody clips that.
No, you are the king of that.
Oh, brother. Oh,
I mean,
no.
From saying I make little boys feel good.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you want to go hang out at my house with my mom?
Yeah, no,
No. Hey, you're consistent, if anything.
I am, Rogers. I am. I'm definitely consistent.
Let's
But
leave
yeah,
it up
the
to
first
the
thing,
spirit in the sky, baby.
the first thing that a doctor does when I go in there is shoot me up with some steroids to help alleviate the congestion. So my guess is they probably gave him something that had a steroid in it. It's like a decongestant. It's not helping him work out more. It's a relief from what he's dealing with. So yeah, I just don't like the idea of let's go in and ban people and stuff like that. When it appears anyway on its face that it was a simple mistake. Let's not be draconian on something that appears to be a simple mistake. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, off and running on a Monday. We're talking Olympics. We're talking what went down over the weekend. Anything you got your eye on, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline at 725-5945. Feel free to text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 657-0426. We'd love to hear from you. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. You can also comment on any of those places, and we can read those comments as well. We'll take a break, come back on the Patrick Netherton Show.
Experts in the hunting and fishing world. Steve Graff, Mike Eccles, and Gary McCoy, the host of the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show. Tune in Wednesday at 11 and Saturday mornings at 6 on FM 103.3 or on the home of LSU Sports, AM 1130, The Tiger.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Febreze Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week, Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Gotta change my oil.
How about Valvoline Restore and Protect? It restores and protects your engine to run like new.
Get in zone. It restores your engine to like factory clean?
And protects.
Get in zone. So Valvoline Restore and Protect restores and protects.
Now you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for $37.99.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Get down to business, tell everyone, nothing's off limits, you can have anything you want.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Green Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too.
Anything you want.
The Green Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all.
You can have anything you want.
One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Green, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread. and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
Everlasting summer, you can see it fading fast. So you grab a piece of something that you think is gonna last. Well, you wouldn't even know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you
Netherton Show, 11:30, The Tiger, Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Happy to have you with us, and hope you're having a good Monday. Reminder, it is blazing hot outside, already up to 91, according to my watch. According to my phone, it's 91. And what's our heat index rolling in right now? It is, drum roll, 94. And from what I understand, Rogers, there's no end in sight, brother. I'm looking at the
this is the beginning of the end.
I'm looking at the 10-day forecast. 94, 96, 95, 96, 97, 94, 95, 97, 96, 96. That's just temperatures. You know the heat index is going to be brutal with those temps. So, yeah, it's looking like tons of fun right now in the world of the South. And we got away from the heat for a bit, right? We had some 70s and 80s for a bit while all that rain was happening, but that's all coming to an end. So hope everyone enjoyed the weather while we had it, because it looks like it is going the opposite direction. All right. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30, The Tiger, brought to you by our good friends at Bobby L. Green Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Look, you need the cooling right now, right? If your air conditioner is on the fritz, or maybe not blowing as cold as you want it to, you need to holler at Bobby L. Green Plumbing. 631-0235, 631-0235, or you can find them on the web at greenplumbing.com. Don't forget there's 3 E's in green, but not in a row. It'd be weird if it was G-R-E-E-E-N plumbing.com. G-R-E-E-N-E plumbing.com. Again, you can schedule service on the website if you don't necessarily want to call and talk to someone. Look, there's a lot of folks out there that don't like talking on the phone. I get it. If you're one of those, just hit up greenplumbing.com. They've got all kind of discounts, first responders. They've got discounts for religious organizations, churches, things like that. So if you're senior citizens, right? So plenty of ways. And they offer financing, which is great because, look, if your AC unit goes out, that's not going to be cheap, right? You can't just go find a $300 AC unit to put in your house. Like, that doesn't work. So they have financing available, which is awesome. You know, you spread it out over a few months and make that larger bill a little bit easier to manage. They have all of that available to you at Bobby L. Green Plumbing, 631-0235, or hit them up on the web at greenplumbing.com. They can handle your heating, they can handle your plumbing, they can handle your cooling, they handle gas. Basically everything but electric in your house is available to you. So love that for you and your ability to get that handled by a company that's been around for 60 years. They've been fine citizens of Shreveport-Bossier for that long. Lived in, you know, I grew up, my grandparents lived right next door to Bobby and Doris Green. They were, so I've known the Green family my whole life, and they are completely and totally tremendous people, and you can't go wrong with Bobby L. Green Plumbing. 631-0235, or hit them up at greenplumbing.com. All right, if you want to get in touch with us, you can call the show on the Pearl Shreveport hotline at 725-5945. You can text the show on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line at 657-0426. Don't forget, you can also watch the show on Facebook, on the YouTube channel, and on Twitter/X. You can also comment on any of those. Like if you're watching the stream on YouTube, or you're watching the stream on Facebook, or you're watching the stream on Twitter, you can comment there as well. So please feel free to do that. Archie has done that over on the YouTube channel. Said the Holly Rowe interview was excellent. I like what she said about more people loving others instead of judging others. It reminds me some have been judging me because I care for my wife. Take care. Yeah, man. I'm a big proponent in trying to love on each other, trying not to judge each other as much. I love the Holly Rowe interview. So many things that she said definitely resonate, and yeah, I'm a fan of Holly Rowe, no doubt about that. And I appreciate her taking some time to talk to us. That was really nice of her, and just really did just a lovely job with it. So yeah, big fan of Holly Rowe. She's actually in Paris at the Olympics. I don't believe she's covering it. I'm not sure she's doing anything in an official capacity. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm watching all the NBC coverage, Peacock and all that. I'm not really watching ESPN. But I know they have folks over there covering the Olympics, of course. I'm not sure if Holly's doing anything for it. Rogers, have you seen anything? I'm not watching ESPN much.
I have not seen her at all. She's probably just over there for maybe a little vacation, unless she's going to cover the women's team. Yep.
She's over there with the women's team. And by the way, I don't know if you saw Dawn Staley's comments last night with Mike Tirico, but Dawn Staley, obviously the coach at South Carolina, who's also on the Olympic selection committee, basically said, look, maybe we should have put Caitlin Clark on the team. She came out and said, and look, it's a tough question, and it was a nuanced answer. She said, when we're making the selection, at the time we were making the selection, she was struggling a bit. There's an adjustment period to coming into a professional league from college. She said, so she was struggling. She goes, now she's playing better than a whole lot of people in the WNBA. By the way, she's already, in her career, at 26 games, I think, 25 games, whatever it is, she already has more assists than 75% of the league in their career. Now, you're obviously talking about a bunch of bigs who might average a half an assist a game, that kind of thing. But she already has more assists in her first 26 games than 74% of the league had in their entire career. Now, again, you're talking apples to oranges in some of these cases. She's going to have more assists than a center who played 3 seasons in the WNBA. Like, that's just natural. But it was an interesting stat. And Dawn Staley, to her credit, said, look, if the selections were done all over again, she said she probably would be on the team. If we were selecting now instead of when we pick the team, she would probably be on the team. And the crazy thing is, and this is the part that I keep going back to, this idea that you couldn't have put her on the team kind of knowing that she was gonna improve and get better and be solid. If nothing else, just put her on the team for the eyeballs, because someone showed the press conference for the women's team, and there were like 5-6 people in the press conference. So like if Caitlin Clark's on that team, you know how many people are in that press conference? So I understand the concept of 12 best players, whatever. But I also get the concept of, hey, let's maybe, you've got an opportunity to kind of strike when this, ride this train a little bit of the popularity of Caitlin Clark. Because who knows, 4 years down the road, when Caitlin Clark is just another she might be one of the best WNBA players, but who knows what her popularity will be 4 years from now? Who knows what she might lose a leg in a thresher accident, like that lady from what was it, Rogers? What was it? Big City Greens?
Yeah. But hey, before you go too
Yes.
much further,
Yeah.
she is an alternate. So
Right,
if
but-
somebody gets hurt, she'll be on the team, and you'll be a happy
Well, she'll have to.
in the world.
Well, they'd have to get her on a plane pretty fast.
Believe me, I think they would.
Yeah. No, and look, the U.S. team's going to win. They're going to win handily. We know that. Like, they're not going to get. There's not going to be much of a test. I just think it would have been smart to say, look, we can find a way to put her in as the 12th person on the team, even if she plays 5 minutes a game, or Jason Tatum style, even if she doesn't play. At least you'll be able to elevate the eyeballs and whatnot on this team. Look, Olympics always, the opening ceremonies had a massive rating, like we're talking like half of a Super Bowl rating, like massive rating for the opening ceremonies. Across all of the NBC properties. And by the way, I'm a huge Kelly Clarkson fan. I think she's one of the best female vocalists of all time. Her voice is insane. I love her show. Her show's great. She's fun and bubbly, and she was awful on the opening ceremonies. Like, just and the problem was, I don't know how much they rehearsed or got to work together, but like she would jump in at sort of awkward times, and again, I love Kelly Clarkson. I'm a massive Kelly Clarkson fan. Rogers, I don't know what I know Taylor Swift fans call themselves Swifties. I don't know what Kelly Clarkson fans call themselves, Clark Bars or Clarksons, or I don't know.
She's been around so long now that she was ahead of that curve.
Yeah, I don't know what her fans call themselves, but I am one. Like, I'm a huge Kelly Clarkson fan. But she was awful on the opening ceremonies. Like, just, it didn't make, and Peyton Manning didn't make a lot of sense. He wasn't great. He was okay. He at least had some, like, info on some of the players and athletes, and he had talked to some of them. And so he kind of had a little bit of a perspective on that. Maria Taylor was on the boat with all the American athletes, but it felt like they didn't go to her enough. And I'd also wonder how much the weather affected that, right? How much were they able to do things remotely because of how much it was raining during the opening ceremonies? But yeah, again, love Kelly. Huge fan. Didn't think she was very good on the opening ceremonies. And then, of course, there was all the controversy about the iconography and what they were doing and the making fun of religion and all that. None of that bothered me. I don't watch the Olympics for the opening ceremonies. The only thing I care about in the opening ceremonies is I love to see the athletes. They're waving, they got their flag, they're proud of their country. In this case, they were all, instead of coming into the Olympic venue, which is normally what they do, they walk in and do a circle around the venue. Instead of doing that, they were all on boats on the Seine, which was fine. I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was cool and different, but it did make for a little weirdness of normally the athletes walk into the arena. The arena has, the stadium has 80,000, 100,000 people in it. People are going nuts. Like, it kind of made it odd because there were people, it was almost like a parade route, right? Like, people were spread out on either side of the river. And so it was just sort of instead of ring, you walk in, you walk a ring around the stadium, you come into the midfield or whatever, and you line up. And then the torch is lit. Instead of all that, it was more like a parade route going down the river, and so you were kind of constantly waving at everyone, which made it a little bit odd, certainly. So all in all, though, I thought the opening ceremonies were fine. I thought it interesting that the Olympic torch was a hot air balloon. I thought that was pretty cool, right? They had all the various torch bearers, all the French, I knew Tony Parker would be in there somewhere, and he was. All the torch bearers run it to the park or whatever, and then they light the torch, and it rings around a hot air balloon, or underneath a hot air balloon. The balloon rises up, and apparently that's the Olympic flame. Every day, the Olympic flame rises up and is basically airborne, and then I guess I think they said at like 2 a.m. it comes down. It's still lit, like the flame's always lit, but at like 2 a.m. the flame comes down, and then it goes back up the next morning. So yeah, very interesting approach, I would say, to the Olympic flame. I didn't mind it. Again, Lady Gaga singing in French. Celine Dion was amazing, even though I didn't know what she was saying because she was singing in French. But her personal struggles, what she's stiff person syndrome or whatever. She was great on the Eiffel Tower singing. Like, she brought it, right? Like, you talk about powerhouse female vocalists. There may not be a more powerhouse female vocalist than Celine, and she brought it. Like, she whatever she needed to get done, however she needed to get ready for that, she 100% brought it, and that was awesome. And so I found most of the opening ceremonies fine. I didn't watch a ton of it. I just wanted to see the athletes, and I wanted to see the torch lit, and I got to see that. So I was a pretty happy camper. But yeah, I mean, we already saw. Apparently, there's a equestrian from the Arklatex who had to go over to was an alternate and ended up going over to France to jump in as an alternate. So plenty of opportunities for folks to jump in and be a part. I also love the fact that Jason Tatum, we mentioned, didn't play for the Americans in their opening game. Kevin Durant was otherworldly. He I think missed one shot the entire game and just was insane coming off of an injury. And Steve Kerr said after the fact, look, I wanted to get Jason some time, but I also needed to get Kevin, like, his game legs under him because he hasn't practiced or played in a while. So I kind of wanted to leave him out there a little longer. And what do you pull a guy that's 6 for 6 from the field and 4 for 4 from beyond the arc? Of course not. Americans were not supposed to really blow out the first opponent. That was not supposed to be a blowout, and they handled their business. So it was Serbia, I believe, with Joker. It wasn't supposed to be a blowout, and they did. They won by nearly 30. So good on the American basketball team. Looks like they're kind of figuring it out, and obviously Kevin Durant, leading Olympic scorer of all time in men's basketball, just was insane coming in. Let's get to a couple of texts before we go to break. As Bucko said, let Hambone know I'm going to go watch his Stros and my Buccos play this week. So there you go, Rogers. Bucko going to go check out the Astros. Did I see, Rogers, it's going to be Skeens v. Bregman, one of these matchups? I think I saw that. I think Skeens
I have not looked that far ahead. I don't usually look at that. I just wait till I see the results.
I think Skeens and Bregman are facing off at some point during this little stretch. I think actually the LSU baseball account may have tweeted it out, that Skeens and
Heck,
Bregman
they probably
are.
never even met each other.
Well, that's actually an interesting question, Rogers. I wonder if they've ever met each other.
You don't see Bregman at too many LSU things anymore,
Right.
Unless it's that baseball classic in Houston at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, I do. That actually is a very fascinating thing. I do wonder if Bregman and Skeens have ever met and hung out. Did you see the picture of Skeens with Randy Johnson, by the way?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a reminder of how insanely big Randy Johnson was, how tall he was. Like, he's not towering over Skeens, but he's certainly a lot taller than he is. That's just a reminder of just how big Randy Johnson was back in the day. Chuck said that intro song you guys came back to, I used to think they were saying, "Are you really in the eaves? Are you gathering up the teas?" Yeah, that one. Are you reeling in the years? Are you really in the eaves?
That
Are you
guy might be
gathering
your
up the
new
teas?
best friend.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck, look, I trust me, I'm right there with you, brother. If anybody can mishear some lyrics, it's me. I'm the king of misheard lyrics, that's for sure. I don't know that I've misheard anything in this one.
Your everlasting summer, you can see it fading fast. So you grab a piece of something that you think is gonna last. Well, you wouldn't even know a diamond if you held it in your hand.
Yeah.
The things you think are precious, I can't understand.
Like, I can understand that.
Are you reeling in the years?
I could see, are you really in the eaves? I could see that. Are you gathering up the teas? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Are you reeling in the years?
I could see that. I mean, I was waiting on that, Rogers. I was waiting on that. I was waiting on you to comment on how many of mine don't make any sense.
You is hold me close, I'm tired of dancing.
Yeah, well, look, he was tired of dancing, Raj. He just needed someone to hold on to him so they didn't have to dance as much because he was tired.
Requesting quiet.
Yeah, and requesting quiet. Which, I still don't know. Big boys don't cry. Like, that didn't make any sense either, for that matter. So, I don't know. Double J said, don't pro sports teams rely heavily on scouting and being able to identify a player before everyone else realizes it? That stuff about Caitlin struggling at the time is a backpedal. Well, look, if pro teams were really good at that, then they'd never miss on a high draft pick. And yet, we have seen time and again, high draft picks are busts. Just because teams can think they understand, think they scout, doesn't mean it's going to come to fruition. Right? So I don't think that's a backpedal. I think it's a reasonable explanation, to be honest with you. I still think they should have put her on the team. I think that would have made sense just from a pure publicity standpoint alone. But I'm okay with she struggled early in her career, which she did. And so we had to go with the players that we thought were better, who were more veteran. And I think that's accurate. I don't have a problem with that. I just think someone in the room should have gone, hey guys, should we put the biggest star in the game that we've ever seen in the women's game? Should we put her on the Olympic team? She's good enough to be the 12th player. Like, maybe we should go ahead and do this simply for, growing the game. I think that would have made a lot of sense. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, where we know that Big Old Town Had a Light On makes perfect sense. We'll be back.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams July Summer Sale and get 35% off paints and stains from July 26th through August 5th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The geekiest party of the summer is back. The 9th annual Johnny's Pizza House GeekedCon, August 16th through 18th at Shreveport Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at geekedcon.com. Starring the Candyman himself, horror movie icon Tony Todd.
My victim.
The voice of Halo's Master Chief, Steve Downs.
This is Spartan 117.
Scrubs star John C. McGinley.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
And award-winning actor Billy Zane. Also appearing David Morrissey, the governor from The Walking Dead, Henry Thomas and Dee Wallace from the legendary film E.T., and Brett Iwan, the voice of Mickey Mouse. This year's GeekCon will also feature the Shreveport Sports Card Expo, featuring Mr. Cowboy, NFL Hall of Famer Bob Lilly, LSU National Champion Jacob Hester, and Todd Walker, plus Texas Rangers legend Rafael Palmeiro. 3 days, 2 events, 1 ticket. Get yours now at geekcon.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies, their wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Green Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Green Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Green, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
A good time is in the air. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face.
Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, Rogers and Patrick. We are chilling with you, hanging out, hoping you're having a great day. And hope things are going in your favor today. That's what we like to hear. Rogers, I got a cool announcement to make, my friend. I'm excited to. I don't know if it qualifies as breaking news necessarily, but yeah, we got a cool little show announcement to make. So as everyone has noticed, we're sponsored by Bobby L. Green Plumbing and the Pearl Shreveport, and Two Johns no longer sponsor on the show, and we appreciate Big John and Two Johns for a long relationship. I love their stuff. Friday lunch is still fantastic. I won't say a bad word about Two Johns.
Love their steak burger.
Yeah, steak burger's great. But Rogers, guess what? There was some question in my mind, and I think in some other people's minds, that what would happen to the upset special, right? Every week we give away a $50 gift certificate, and for whoever could pick the biggest upset in the realm of football. Yeah. So breaking news, Rogers Hampton, I just reached out to Robert Shaver and crew over at the Pearl, and they are in. We will have, we're going to do week 1. We're not going to do week 0. Beginning in week 1, it will be the Pearl Upset Special. That's right. We're back, baby. They're going to give us, I believe Robert said, $50 gift certificates to the Pearl. Shreveport, 70th and Fern Avenue. This the best new restaurant in Shreveport is picked by a local magazine, and their food is incredible. Burgers, steaks, seafood, wine list, bar, beer, spirits. So yeah, the upset special is back, baby, and it will be the Pearl Upset Special moving forward. So all of you folks that always love to, all you folks that love to jump in and guess the biggest upset each and every week during the course of the Patrick Netherton Show, congratulations. We are still ongoing with that, and it will be the Pearl Upset Special.
We're coming.
Yeah.
We're coming. And we ain't backing down.
That will commence. We'll do that starting in week 1. So we will not do it for week 0 games, but we will do it for week 1. So there you go, man. I'm excited. I was interested to see what Robert would say when I hit him up with the idea, and he said, let's do it. So super excited. That's it's fantastic, man. So thank you to Robert and the crew at the Pearl. Again, you talk about the best in Louisiana cuisine, it's at the Pearl. Amazing steaks, the Pearl. Burgers, the Pearl. Appetizers, drinks, wine list, bar, Pearl. All of it, the Pearl. And it's convenient, that's the other thing, right? Like having a nice, really nice fine dining establishment that you can also have lunch at on the weekends and dinner every night of the week. Having that available to you right there on 70th and Fern Avenue, so convenient. It's amazing. And happy that Robert Shaver and crew wanted to get in with us and be a part of the show. And we are excited to have them on as the new Upset Special sponsor. So it will be the Pearl Restaurant Upset Special, the Pearl Upset Special, and we will give away gift certificates to the Pearl every single week. Double J has an interesting thought. Rogers, you might have a thought on this as well. He said that he hopes that the Pearl refers to their children's menu as Mini Pearl. Mini Pearl. What show was Mini Pearl on, Rogers?
Hee Haw.
Hee Haw. Okay, that's a little old for me.
Yeah.
More in your wheelhouse than my wheelhouse there for Hee Haw.
Yeah, definitely.
Mini Pearl. I love it, by the way. I love that idea of calling their children's menu Mini Pearl. I think that's hilarious. Hope it works out. So there you go. The Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport, 70th and Fern Avenue, right there in the old La Madeleine building across from Sports Spectrum, right next to the bank, in front of Whole Foods and all that stuff. The Pearl, getting it done, and now we'll be bringing you the Pearl Upset Special throughout the course of the football season. So very excited for that, man. Super excited to have those folks aboard. Thanks to Robert and crew putting out such good food. Rogers, we need to get over there, man. We need to go make a trip.
Well, we almost made it Saturday.
Yeah,
almost.
we did.
Almost.
We nearly
were
got
close.
there. We nearly got there. It was down to 2.
Yeah, we were close.
And it was definitely one of them. So, would love for you to win an opportunity to go to the Pearl, have a nice meal, and we'll be giving those gift certificates away coming up starting in week 1, which I believe, Rogers, first week of September is week 1, I believe.
I believe so.
That
yes.
usually is the case. So
yes.
So there you go. Yeah, looking forward to it, man. And thanks to Robert for being willing to step up and handle that, man. That's super awesome. So we got that going. We'll do a little social media announcement on that coming up probably this evening. So we're really excited for that. All right, let's see. Hambone, have you watched any Olympics? I mean, I know it's on in the studio, but anything you've sought out?
Just kind of keeping an eye on a couple of things.
Okay.
There's just so much happening.
There really is.
And like behind me, they had it where there was 4 different events going on and 2 on the other TV. That just gets a little OCD for me, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because I'd be watching something and start to get interested in that, and then they would flip to something else.
Well, so they have a thing called the Gold Zone channel.
We were on that.
Yeah.
But then they would show all 4, but then they would go to another one and highlight it.
Yeah.
That's
so
where the 9
basically,
o'clock hour when Fletcher started doing the fencing thing.
Right.
That's because for some reason they went to it and stayed with it. So he, of course, you know how his mind works.
I do. Unfortunately, mine and Fletcher's minds work a little too
they are
similarly.
Close, it's just different results.
Right. Like I feel like I almost feel ashamed, bad that my mind works similarly to his mind. Like I don't know.
Well, that's probably a good thing since we're under the Fletcher umbrella.
That's true. But yeah, so the Gold Zone is the NBC / Peacock equivalent of the Red Zone for the NFL, and basically and by the way, same guys who do the Red Zone. Scott Hansen, I think is his name, that does the Red Zone channel. He does Gold Zone. Andrew Siciliano is over there doing and Rogers, I have to tell you this. Like, I don't know Andrew Siciliano. I've heard he's a really nice guy from people that I know that work with him. Obviously, we know he's got the ears. Like, we do know that. I do have to just say this one thing. When you flip on the Gold Zone, like I'm watching everything on Peacock. The resolution's better. You know, it's clearer. It's a better picture. All of that stuff. So all of the events I'm watching are on Peacock. And Mom loves the Olympics, so we're Olympics all the time. Although right now it's Golden Girls, but we watch the whole men's gymnastics gold medal thing or whatever. But when you're flipping around on all of the things on Peacock, and you get to the Gold Zone channel, it's a picture, and Andrew Siciliano's in the front. Scott Hansen is on one side. Jack Collinsworth is in the back, and then there's another guy who I don't know. I think he does like the morning Gold Zone. I don't know who that guy is. But it's a picture of all of them, standing there in their suits or whatever, and then that's like Gold Zone, and here's the 4 hosts, and then you click on it and it turns it on. And so we're flipping through, and it's like, okay, here's the, badminton, here's gymnastics, here's riflery, whatever. And then we get to the gold zone, and it's just the 4 guys standing there. And my mom goes, "Oh, that poor guy in the front." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, he's kind of goofy looking. I'm like, "Mom." She's like, "Well, he's got big ears." I'm like, "I know, Mom, but like, don't say it. Shh." I was like, we know, like but he's he's a good broadcaster, and from what I understand, a great person. He just has the ears going on. Yeah, he just has the ears going on. And I was like,
sorry.
Yeah, I was like, look, we've all thought it, but
Oh no, it's not like it's something bad. It's just
it's just what it is. Rogers, I'm not a particularly attractive man.
As beautiful as Laura Rutledge is, when she has her hair pulled back, she has Andrew Siciliano ears.
They're not that bad.
They're not Dumbo out. They're long.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, they're not flap out, but they are long. But she's a beautiful woman. But when she does pull her hair back, I was like, man, that's some big ears on that gal.
Look, Rogers, I have no room to be talking about how anyone else looks. Right?
Well, after your new football coach kind of looked you up and down the body at media days, I think.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have a standard set right there.
Yeah. By the way, every time I think about it, I start laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, and the girl didn't know what to do.
Yeah, Lauren Leal was.
She didn't know. Okay, was that funny or do I not need
right?
To laugh,
like, was that mean
or
was that?
Yes.
And
because
me,
I can understand her confusion if she doesn't know you, and that's the first time you've ever worked with her, and you've known her. But you could see the look on her face, the uncomfortable look on her face. And I'm going to smile, but I'm only going to half smile.
Yeah, she kind of laughed. She kind of chuckled through it, and
she was like, "Are they about to throw down?"
Yeah, like we're about to fight.
Well, you look. What kind of hell? How big of an old boy are you?
No, let's go. I thought we were about to Roy D. Mercer that thing.
No, that was unbelievable because the uncomfortableness around her aura was unbelievable.
It was hilarious.
But I'm glad you had a good time doing that, and I'm glad you thought that the finished product
it looked really good.
Than what you thought.
Well, it was.
TV's a different thing. It's a meal piece.
Well, and especially because
here, there.
Well, especially
Radio,
because
like,
it was
hey,
it was
start, let's finish.
Well, especially because it was not live.
Yes.
And so we put a lot of stuff on tape. Like for
a lot of it you probably didn't even use.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like the coaches were supposed to be 5-minute interviews, and the players were supposed to be like 3-4 minute interviews. But we did, we did 12, 15 minutes with a coach, and then we did 10, 12 minutes with the players. And so I'm sitting there going, well, how are they going to cut this up to fit? So like online, there's a 3-hour version of the show and there's a 4-hour version of the show.
Wow.
And I don't know, like I haven't watched it close enough to know what the difference is or anything. I was sort of interested in how they were going to kind of put that all together. Because there was there was so much, and they only had like a day and a half to put it together. Yeah. But to their credit, they did a fantastic job. It looked good. It sounded good. The transitions were good. Like everything, I thought they did
what
really
I saw, it looked really good.
Job.
It looked like they did a good job.
Yeah, it really was. It looked professional.
Yes.
And look, I don't necessarily like driving to San Antonio. It's a hard place to drive to from Shreveport. So I'm not necessarily a fan of having to go to San Antonio, but having it at the Texas Coaches Convention just meant that it looked busy. There were always people walking behind us. There were we were in a high traffic area. So there were like Rogers, we're standing there. I look over, there's Steve Sarkisian, like 10 feet away, getting ready to go speak. We saw Willie Fritz, our old friend from Tulane, who's now at Houston.
Oh, absolutely.
We saw Fritz. I got to go up and chat with Fritz a little bit. I saw Casey Keeler from Sam Houston, who they've made the move up to the FBS. Went and saw him. I saw G.J. Kinney, who had been at UIW and had that one big year with Lindsey Scott when they went all the way to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs. Now at Texas State, I saw G.J. Kinney, got to go chat with him a little bit. So it was cool. Like it was a neat thing to be able to, I saw one of the former Northwestern State women's basketball players who's now a coach in Texas, and she was there because it's not just the football coaches convention, it is all of the coaches in all the sports. They're all having their convention. So there were 15,000 people in that venue at the time. It was awesome. It really was. Like it was an impressive display. And, you know, a bunch of them got to come over and see the Southland stuff. And like I said, you know, Willie Fritz now at Houston, he was at Sam Houston. Started their upward trajectory. Casey Keeler at Sam Houston when they were a part of the league. You know, G.J. Kinney was at UIW when they were, you know, and obviously part of the league. So it was cool, man. It was really a neat deal. And look, I'll be honest with you, Rogers. They paid me a little more than I expected them to. So
well, that's always a good thing.
Rogers. I'm even happier, man. I found that out today, as a matter of fact. I went in there and was like, look, y'all, you know, I was like, they're like, what do you want your talent fee to be? I was like, I don't care, man. I'm just, you know, pay me something. You know, pay me a reasonable rate.
And show me the green room.
Yeah, like I want, you know, let me get in here and, you know, let me just chill and relax and have a good time. We'll have some fun. And they came back and said, how about this? I was like, wow, okay, yep, I'll take it. Don't have to ask me twice. So yeah, it was a great event, and again, credit to L2 Productions, who's the group that put it together. They did a really phenomenal job of putting the whole thing together. So looked good, sounded good, looked very professional. You know, I was pleased with the final product, and the kids were engaging, the coaches were engaging. It was really, and I got to go back and watch the whole thing. I've watched bits and pieces of it. But haven't watched the whole thing. I may do that this weekend when I have a little time to really sit down and watch all of it. But really, just kudos to the Southland and their crew for putting together a really terrific event. Let's get into some texts. Yeah, absolutely. Give them a round of applause. And for paying me a little more than I expected, Rogers. A round of applause for that as well. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So, a couple of texts on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. DB said, FYI, Skeens is starting the game tonight. Yeah, Doug Ireland texted me that as well. He's a big bucko guy. DB said, I was at the Astros game sitting in the Crawford boxes when Bregman hit his home run over our heads on Friday night. Yeah, Hambo, and I saw the highlight of that. That was an absolutely titanic blast. I mean, he turned on that
bomb.
Oh, dude, he turned on that thing so fast. It was about I think it was like a 96 mile an hour fastball that came in, and he whipped that thing around so fast and put it up like on the railroad tracks.
Yeah, I mean, he started off really slow this season, and apparently worked with somebody about his batting stance and his approach to the game. And since then, he's been on fire. Hence, why the Astros are tied for first place.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Absolutely awesome.
And there's still, you know, rumors that you know, without making a trade, Patrick.
Yeah.
They still have Kyle Tucker coming back and Justin Verlander. That's without having to make a trade, but they're in the mix for a couple of starting pitchers in the league and maybe one more bat that can hit homers to left. Because like you just said, that's a short porch in the Crawford boxes,
man. Yeah.
You get somebody that can pop left-handed home runs, that's easy runs for the Stros. Baby.
Yeah, and Bregman certainly did that.
But even if they don't make a move, you got Tucker and Verlander coming back, and you're already in first place.
Yeah,
so.
between Bregman and Altuve, that's a good amount of power to left. But you wouldn't mind one more righty, one more good righty bat to throw in there. The other thing, and I've talked about this a lot, is the professional approach that Jordan has. Jordan will hit as many into the Crawford boxes as anybody simply because he's willing to hit to all fields.
He can hit any pitch. It's incredible.
Like I continue to be really impressed with how professional a hitter And he's not Michael Brantley, professional hitter.
Patrick.
Yeah.
I was just about to say he's not the professional hitter.
Yeah, but I mean, his ability to hit to all fields.
Pitches that Brantley could get as well. That's a That's a great comparison, Patrick.
Well, I just love. I love a hitter that is willing. The other thing,
and he's not rat-holed into high fastball.
Right. He doesn't have to pull everything.
Like Aaron Judge is more of, if he gets a high heater, it's gone.
Yeah.
But he can't. He's going to swing at the low and outside. For some reason, Jordan can go get those low and down.
Yeah, and it's because he's willing to take the pitch and go where the pitch is. And so if a guy throws it to him low and outside,
that's called a good eye right there, my friend.
and it's strength. Like you have to be strong as hell.
No,
like
he's one of the strongest Astros I've ever seen.
I mean, honestly, he reminds me a little bit of Vlad Guerrero. Except he doesn't swing. Yeah, well, he also doesn't swing at as much as Vlad Guerrero does.
Yeah, that undercut that comes up to where everything's a home run.
Yeah, like he
does have the ability, like Tony Gwynn, to kind of slap at an outside ball, and he's willing to settle for a single. But when he hits a home run, the pitcher knows it.
Yeah, and it's I love a guy that'll hit as many opposite field home runs as he does pull home runs. I love that. That just means that's a hitter that's locked in. He knows what he's doing. He is absolutely willing to hit anything that is in the right spot, and I love that. I love that about Yordan Alvarez. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, where our love of sports and life and Bobby L. Green Plumbing and the Pearl Shreveport rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. We'll take a break. Back.
She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams July summer sale and get 35% off paints and stains from July 26th through August 5th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The fastest growing Comic-Con event in Louisiana returns this summer.
Shreveport's 9th annual Johnny's Pizza House Geeked Con is back.
GeeksCon returns to downtown Shreveport August 16th through the 18th at the Shreveport Convention Center.
Tickets are on sale now at geekedcon.com.
Meet celebrities like Candyman himself, Tony Todd.
The voice of Halo's Master Chief, Steve Downs.
Scrub star John C. McGinley.
Award-winning actor Billy Zane. This year's Geeked Con will also feature the Shreveport Sports Card Expo.
Buy, sell, and trade all weekend long with the Shreveport Sports Card Expo. Dealer Room brought to you by American Coins and Collectibles.
While also getting a chance to meet NFL Hall of Famer, Mr. Cowboy, Bob Lilly, Texas Rangers legend, Rafael Palmeiro, LSU national champions, Jacob Hester, and Todd Walker.
Don't miss your chance to get autographs from these athletes at the Shreveport Sports Card Expo, brought to you by Discount Jewelry and Loan.
Get your tickets at geekedcon.com.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Get down to business. Tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Green Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Green Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Green, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Get updates on LSU football, the Houston Texans, New Orleans Saints, Dallas Cowboys, and more right to your phone. Plus, you can stream the station with one tap in the palm of your hand. Live high school football, Colin Coward, Tim Fletcher, Jacob Hester, and much more, all with the free 1130 The Tiger mobile app. Download it now in your Google Play Store or iTunes Store. Get the power of the Tiger on your phone. Details are online at 1130thetiger.com. Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
A Monday warrior, mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Though his mind is not for rent, don't put him down as arrogant. His reserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events.
This is what I like to call the Trey Langford wellness check, welfare check. Rogers playing Rush to see if Trey is watching. Usually you'll get the Rush. It's all sort of ampersands and asterisks, things of that nature. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. We continue to work on getting all of our various guests lined up, hopefully throughout the next few weeks. We're endeavoring. Rogers just heard back from LSU, so fingers crossed. Our man Michael Bonnet said he's going to check with BK and see if see what he thinks, how he's looking, and so Hambone, keep your extremities crossed that we may be able to finally get Brian Kelly on the show and talk a little LSU. Rogers, do I call him BK? Or do I
God, no.
Oh no. Do I sing the jingle?
Not unless Burger King is sponsoring.
That's what I'm saying. Do I
segment.
sing the jingle? At BK, have it your
not
way.
Unless they're sponsoring the segment.
Okay. All right. No, we know all guests come to us via the Pearl Restaurant hotline, Rogers. We know that. Yeah, Hambone, how about the two biggest football coaches in the state, BK and DA? BK and DA.
I like it. I know you don't like it, but I like it.
I'm not a fan. I don't care that. I don't know. I feel like it's in a way too familiar. Like, I don't know. It'd be one thing if I find it hard to sort of elucidate my thoughts on this because it feels too familiar for that spot, right? Like, I feel like the old school journalist in me is not okay with calling a guy that's in that position by initials. Like, you know, the folks within the organization that know Dennis Allen and are friends and colleagues, whatever, like, if they call him DA, that's one thing. But me, like, never met the man, never talked to the man, I don't feel like I should call him DA. I feel like I should call him Dennis Allen or Allen, you know, coach. Like, it feels a little too familiar to me. Now, maybe he's told all the New Orleans media, hey, guys, y'all just call me DA. You know, maybe he said that to them, in which case I'm okay with that. Like, but the...
I mean, because he's never said he's not okay with
right,
it.
Right,
like if that's something that would aggravate you,
right.
You would go, hey, guys, you know, just say Coach Allen.
Yeah,
or
just
Dennis,
or call me Dennis, like, you know, something. Like, you know, like Deion Sanders saying, call me Coach Prime.
Yeah,
like that's
absolutely.
That's I've got a whole other issue with that.
Oh, no, same here.
But and again, maybe it's a scenario where like maybe the media relations folks were like, hey, just call him DA. It's fine. He's cool with it or whatever. In which case, fine, right?
But you know,
then okay.
You and I are so old school that
Very
if we
much.
were having to be at the Saints press conference or training camp, we would at least address him as coach.
Right.
Hey,
it
coach,
would probably just be
What
coach.
But we live in everything's different now.
Well, and
NIL,
again, if
it's so different now.
If that's
There's
a
no
scenario
loyalty anymore, the transfer portal. This is a world that you and I are having a hard time adjusting to. But the young'uns, this is their new world.
To be honest with you, I don't have a hard time adjusting to the idea of free agency in college football. I really don't have a tough time adjusting to the idea of college athletes being paid, but it's just the nicknaming of something that maybe, you know, that's not there. Like, again, maybe Dennis Allen or maybe the media relations folks with the Saints have said to the guys, like, yeah, call him DA. He's fine with that. And in which case, cool, like, do it, go for it. But this idea, like, I wouldn't call Pete Carroll PC. You know, I wouldn't call, like, I don't know.
It's just different strokes for different
yeah,
folks.
I guess. I just hope that there has been
obviously, again, in New Orleans, they don't have a problem with it because it's not something that you see talked about on national TV.
Right. And,
the disrespect of
calling
look, somebody by their initials.
If there were an issue, I can assure you that one of the media relations people would have pulled aside the media and said, "Hey guys, can we please not, you know, say DA? Like, can you call him, you know, Dennis or Coach Allen or Coach or whatever,
that's why
Dennis Allen?"
I think it's just not that
I
big of a deal.
don't think anybody there cares.
Right now, in a year from now, you may not have to worry about it.
That's true, Rogers. That's true.
This may be a thorn in your side that will go away.
It could.
If he doesn't at least make the playoffs, he's gone.
I would agree with that, Rogers.
You know what I mean? I'm not being.
No, I agree with that. I think
you're
you're absolutely
now,
right.
You know, maybe, oh man, the new guy is Tim Kuykendall. You're not gonna call him. Let's call him TK.
Old TK. Like, you know, PJ Fleck. That's his name. His name's PJ.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Again,
like I said,
the first press
this next year is same as the coach in Dallas. McCarty's on the hot seat.
Right.
If he doesn't at least get to the conference championship, he's gone, which is ridiculous when you've had 3 straight 12-win seasons. But you're the mighty Cowboys, and you suck in the playoffs, and that's all that matters when you have an owner who's your GM and a GM who's your owner.
Oh, I love Rogers. Can I just say I appreciate you shoehorning a Cowboys, an anti-Cowboys take in there. I just kudos to give yourself a round of applause for that, Rogers, because
well, I'm on the song page right now for our next break,
page.
so I don't feel like switching over.
That was beautiful, though, my friend. That was beautiful. That's
really
fantastic.
The two different scenarios, Patrick. Both coaches are in the hot seat for different reasons.
Yeah.
And they're going to be gone in a year from now.
Could be.
They don't do what they both are expected to do at different levels.
Yep.
And that's
Saints
just the way it is.
Saints have to make the playoffs, and the Cowboys
they have to at least
advance.
be a wild card and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they got to win a playoff game, but that wouldn't hurt.
Right. Get a winning
Dallas,
record.
Their pressure's all on them. People aren't going to care if they win 10, 11, 12, 13.
Another 12-win season where you lose in the first round of the playoffs
Absolutely.
ain't going to work.
You have to at least get to that NFC Championship game to try to get to the Super Bowl. But even then, if you don't win it, I think McCarty's gone. But DA has to – sorry. Coach Allen has to at least get a wild card, probably win the division just to secure his spot. But if you blow a home game in the playoffs, you can still get blown out. But he has to at least make the playoffs to even have any consideration.
Yeah, I think it's a winning record and a playoff.
Absolutely. And they had a winning record last year. People seem
but didn't
to keep
make the
forgetting
playoffs.
that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh man, they went 7-10. No, they didn't. They went 9-8.
Yeah.
DA had a winning record, but you need to at least. And if they don't blow that game to the Packers when they were up 17-0 in the fourth quarter, that gives you 10 wins, and you probably get the wild card. You might even win the division.
Yeah, I don't know how the tiebreakers would have worked at that point.
We know what Dennis Allen's got to do for the Saints. We know what Mike McCarthy's got to do for the Cowboys. Two different expectations, but both jobs are on the line.
Rogers, do you think it's an issue that maybe there's a distraction from Dennis Allen also having to prosecute crimes in New Orleans?
Oh, good God. Oh, Lord.
As the DA? Like, is there an
that's kind of like our radio brethren, Dan Patrick, politician. When they get them confused and people start thinking one is
the lieutenant governor for Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's Dan Patrick, the politician, not Dan Patrick, the pompous
Well,
man.
Rogers, it's funny you say that because when I was at the Southland Media Day, they had James Hill, the media relations director for the Southland, had put together all of the Southland teams. He put them in the NCAA Football 25 game.
Okay.
But he hadn't had time to create stadiums for everyone.
Okay.
So the field was set up, but the stadium itself was like he had to put them in different stadiums, like regular stadiums. And the best part is I look up and I'm like, wait a second. Is Northwestern State playing at Ryan Field, a.k.a. the home of the Northwestern University Wildcats? Like, they sure are. That's Ryan Field. Like, there's the big, stone structure over there. Like, so I had a great laugh. And we talk about that all the time. Like, Northwestern University, Northwestern State gets mail for Northwestern University all the time and emails from them all the time and vice versa. I'm sure the Northwestern University folks get stuff meant for Northwestern State all the time. It's a bit of confusion. As I mentioned, only one of them has multiple NCAA tournament wins and has all of that stuff. So yeah, one of them is a more successful athletic department than the other, and that one's the one that resides in Natchitoches. So let me get some texts before we get to our last break. 318 said the best Randy Johnson thing was in the All-Star game when he threw the ball above John Kruk's head, and for the rest of the series, Kruk didn't even enter the batter box. Yeah, that was the one where Kruk turned around and put his batting helmet on backwards. And he went and batted, what did he bat? Right-handed, right? Like he went back and batted. Yeah. Because he threw it over his head as a lefty.
Okay.
He was batting left-handed, and Johnson was obviously throwing left-handed, and he threw it over his head. And so Kruk turned his batting helmet around and went to the right-handed batter's box on the other side and batted there. because he didn't want the ball, because that release point for Randy Johnson with that left hand is kind of so far out there.
On the left side.
Yeah. Double J said we had a POTUS who went by a single letter W. It's just a sign of the times. But people. It's not like people were calling him W to his face. You know what I mean? Like people would call him that, but I feel like the people that say DA all the time are the New Orleans media. Right? They're the ones who are down there. And again, it could be that the media relations folks or Dennis Allen himself have said, hey guys, it's fine. Just call me DA. Like Rogers, if you met someone and they're like, oh, Mr. Hampton, you're like, no, just call me Rogers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I think it has to be.
I think it may have been
this would have been a point of contention.
Somebody would have brought it up before now. And
absolutely. Not his last year that he might be head coach.
Yeah, hey guys, please stop calling him DA. Like, that's disrespectful. Call him he doesn't go by that. Like, call him Coach Allen or Dennis Allen or whatever. I have a feeling they don't care down there.
And the media would have acquiesced and been professional and went, oh no, we get it completely. Yeah. So that's why I think it's not a problem. And if there was, like I said, we probably talked about it more than anybody else down there ever has.
I'm sure. Chuck said, if I ever had the chance to interview Billy Napier, I would call him Cajun Willie Taggart every time. That's
why you'll never have the chance.
Yeah, let's say that. I have a feeling you wouldn't last in the press conference very long, Chuck. All right, Alpha Menace wants to chime in about high draft picks. We were talking about the scouting of picks. We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll take a break. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. You can also watch the show on Facebook, on YouTube, or on X, and send your messages in that way as well. We'll be back for another comment and wrap up the show after this.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey. I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
The geekiest party of the summer is back. The 9th annual Johnny's Pizza House GeekedCon, August 16th through 18th at Shreveport Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at geekedcon.com. Starring the Candyman himself, horror movie icon Tony Todd.
My victim.
The voice of Halo's Master Chief, Steve Downs.
This is Spartan 117.
Scrubs star John C. McGinley.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
And award-winning actor Billy Zane. Also appearing David Morrissey, the governor from The Walking Dead, Henry Thomas and Dee Wallace from the legendary film E.T., and Brett Iwan, the voice of Mickey Mouse. This year's GeekedCon will also feature the Shreveport Sports Card Expo, featuring Mr. Cowboy, NFL Hall of Famer Bob Lilly, LSU National Champion Jacob Hester, and Todd Walker, plus Texas Rangers legend Rafael Palmeiro. 3 days, 2 events, 1 ticket. Get yours now at geekcon.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan.
Their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful even as they age.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend using 50 years of nutritional research and experience, helping dogs make incredible turnarounds. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies, their wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Anything you want with Bobby L. Green Plumbing, now offering heating and air conditioning too. The Green Team for the best plumbing, heating, air, get it all. One team, 3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Green, your home team, 6310235. We have it all.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer, an unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Tiger weather now.
Turning hotter as we head through the upcoming business week. Slight chance for a shower storm here this evening. Otherwise, fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight, upper 70s. Sunny skies, hot tomorrow, mid-90s. Heat index could be up around or even over 105 in spots. Mostly sunny. Tuesday and Wednesday and hot. Both afternoons look for highs in the middle or even upper part of the 90s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
The previous program was paid for by Tim Fletcher. KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU Sports, a Town Square Media station.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Get you. That's right. You gonna get. That's what Rogers Hampton says. You gonna get. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. You can call the show on the Pearl Restaurant hotline, 725-5945. You can text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 657-0426. You can watch the show on X, at PT Netherton, on Facebook, Netherton Show, on YouTube, at Netherton Show. Find us in any of those spots, and you can also send messages on any of those as well. Alpha Menace said, I wanted to weigh in on the high draft picks that fail. I feel a lot of the bad picks come from the national media telling us that this person is a top 10 draft pick, and I feel some teams use that over their scouting. Well, I'll say this, Alpha Menace. If teams use media versus their own scouting, they should be fired immediately. Like, no questions asked. If you are trusting media reports about a player over your own scouting, over your own people, over your own eyeballs, over your own pro days, you know, what you're doing with your work, then you deserve to be fired immediately. I don't think GMs, I don't think personnel guys take media into account in any way, shape, or form. Like, I just don't think that happens. And maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm naive to think that, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that any personnel guys, any GMs, anyone out there would take a media evaluation over an evaluation by one of their own people, whether it be their scouts, their own coaches, their personnel guys, whatever. If they do, I think they should be fired. Like, I don't think that's no questions asked. If the Giants take Malik Neighbors because the media says, hey, the Giants should take Malik Neighbors, and they really wanted Rome Odunze, and they had him higher, and it was a better pick, but they did it because the media said so, then fire him right now, like no questions asked. If you're going to go down with your crew, your information, your scouting department. I would be very surprised if that was the case. I would be very surprised if any coaches out there were taking media information or evaluation into account for whatever they're going to do with their draft picks. I would be shocked, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to say, all right, we've got two guys that are reasonably equal on our board, but one of them maybe is more media friendly than the other, right? Maybe one of them is a little better talker, a little more. To me, it's like if you had Caitlin Clark, who the media loves and is and you had another player who's surly, who's just as good as she is, but is not approachable. Then I think it's a situation where then you could use that as a delineation to pick the player who has the better Q rating, the better media profile. But I don't buy the idea that a team would be using media evaluation. What Mel Kiper thinks, I don't believe comes into play in the slightest. Or Todd McShay or any of these other media draft people. I don't believe that their evaluation of guys comes into play. Now maybe you watch them and they say something about some fourth round kid that I hadn't thought about that, or I hadn't really noticed that, or whatever, and maybe that comes into play in an evaluation. But especially at the high levels, the first and second round picks, right? I think that the teams do their due diligence. I think they poke and prod and do the meetings and the pro days and the scouting combine, and they do all of that stuff. So I honestly don't believe that there's a correlation there. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm naive. I've been wrong before. It was 1997 was the last time I was wrong. Double J said there's a reason Dick Vitale was 34-60 coaching the Pistons. Yeah, I mean, you can't go on Q rating. There has to be ability there. And I don't know that, I have no idea. I don't remember Dick Vitale as a coach at all. When I grew up, Dick Vitale was a broadcaster. He's always been a broadcaster. I knew he was a coach, but I was not aware of Dick Vitale as a coach. So for me, Dick Vitale was always a broadcaster. Roger, did you see the Raiders walking around with Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes? Did you see this?
Yeah, that's why they're the Raiders.
I mean, what are you doing? Antonio Pierce, right? That's the Raiders coach's name, Antonio Pierce. That guy had to go have a meeting with his team to not taunt the best player in the league. What are we doing? Number one, funny, right? Amusing. Patrick Mahomes has a weird voice. He does sound a little bit like Kermit the Frog. Like a horse Kermit the Frog, a little bit. So, yeah, funny, right? It's amusing. Amusing in your own locker room. Not necessarily in the public eye. You know what? Let's just make the guy angry that has owned us over the course of his career. Why would you? Again, it's the same reason why I would never talk trash about Michael Jordan. Right? In his prime, would you say anything about Michael Jordan if you had to go out and play him? No, you wouldn't. Not if you were smart. It would be, yes, sir, Mr. Jordan. No, sir, Mr. Jordan. You're right, Mr. Jordan. I'm terrible. Like, I'm a bad player, I would do nothing to provoke a guy the level of Mahomes. Like, why would you provoke him? It's so dumb. As Roger said, that's probably why you're the Raiders. It's mind-boggling to have that happen. Uncle Lewis said 2 words, Stephen Ames. Stephen Ames, that's basketball, right? That's a basketball guy, Stephen Ames? Or is that who is Stephen Ames? Is he a golfer? I think he's a golfer. Yes, he's a golfer. Did he make fun of somebody? I must have missed this. Oh, when he talked crap to Tiger. Yeah, it's same difference, same thing, right? Like, you just don't talk to the best players in the world. Like, just don't do it. It's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. Lost like 9-8 the next day. Yeah, just don't give the greatest players, competitors, athletes in the world the opportunity or the ammunition to get upset or fired up. Like, it's the same thing, Mike McConaughey would always talk about when he was the coach of the Demons. He would always talk about, he never wanted he never wanted to play a team coming off a loss, especially a good team that came off of a bad loss. He's like, well, they're just going to take it out on us now. So I get that. Don't look for a reason to fire up a guy that has owned you and has won multiple Super Bowls. Just don't do it, man. It's just stupid. But I guess, we're accused football players of being the brightest bulbs in the box. Just dumb to do, man. Absolutely dumb to do. All right, that'll do it for our show. We made it to the end. How about that? Amazingly, we got here. No hiccups, no interruptions. We appreciate that. Thank you, Internet, for holding out on us, holding up for us, and making sure that we're good to go. All right, going to work on some guests for this week. Hopefully, kind of start transitioning into football. We've sent out messages to all of the various Louisiana Division I football coaches, and waiting to hear back from some folks. We're going to all the Southland folks are good to go. We know that's going to happen. Trying to get a hold of Southern and Grambling. We've kind of fallen off with those guys the last couple of years, trying to get back in there. Like I said, Michael Bonnet from LSU has responded and said they're going to check with Brian Kelly and see what works for him. Hopefully we can get him on up here for the first time. So looking forward to all that. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Facebook, YouTube, X. We appreciate you tuning in to all of our places. And please, as always, go and patronize our sponsors, the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport and Bobby L. Green Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They're the thing that keeps this going, right? They're the reason we keep having a show, because they keep sponsoring and being a part. If you're a business that wants to sponsor the show, hit us up. Let us know. We're getting to football season. That's when it's wild. It's when it's hot and heavy. So let's talk a little football and get your business out there. Hit us up over on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 657-0426. For Rogers Hampton, I'm Patrick Netherton. Y'all be safe and careful out there in the heat. Stay hydrated. Stay indoors if you can. Be careful if you can't. We'll see you tomorrow from 1 to 3 on the Patrick Netherton Show.